Epilepsy Today, we want to spend a little bit of time talking about some recent happenings that have taken place in the world of epilepsy. As I'm sure some people are aware who are watching us, that there has been a change in the definition of epilepsy. Now, this change in the definition of epilepsy, which I'm not going to give you the new definition. In fact, you can look at some of our older YouTube material and find out exactly what that change was and actually hear the definition read to you. Mm-hmm. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that epilepsy has been changed from what we have characterized as a disorder, okay, to a disease. That change was made by a group, a physician-based group and scientifically based group of individuals named the International League Against Epilepsy. And they're a group of physicians that specialize in epilepsy that work to try to eliminate this particular disease/disorder.
So they're working against epilepsy?
Yes, not against the people who have epilepsy, but against epilepsy itself. Now, what has happened is that I think there's a backlash about this. And you know that one of the important things is that it doesn't seem to me that anybody has really bothered to ask people who have epilepsy how they feel about this. That this decision was made, and certainly wasn't arbitrary in nature, but this decision was made without actually asking the people who have epilepsy, hey, what do you think about this?
How does this make you feel?
How does this make you feel? Okay? How does this affect that stigma that you might already be experiencing because of your epilepsy?
Absolutely.
Okay? And Margaux, you have an idea as far as what you think people with epilepsy can begin to do.
Well, after we did that segment on our last show and talked about all of the different things that had manifested from this whole new, well, not even that the board is new, but just from these new developments, you know, I spoke to a lot of people that have epilepsy and actually tried to go through and ask people to, like, via Facebook if they would like to do a survey or just to get an idea from everyone else. And there's some other girls that I work with as we continue to rebuild the youth development group for epilepsy. And when I shared that information with them, they were also, I mean, it puts a very bad taste in your mouth, you thinking that, you know, you've gone so far to try to help people understand that it's a disorder, that it's something that, you know, that there are these particular things that make it epilepsy or your seizure activity. And now to go back and say, you know, is it disease? It really puts a, you know, you don't, like we were saying earlier, we don't know what that'll mean for someone else. Like here, you've just been diagnosed with this disease called epilepsy. And if they don't have the strength or they don't have the right coping skills, it's already hard enough to deal with epilepsy. That's not going to make it any easier. So what we're trying to do, just with another part of it, to get more people involved, especially the youth, because, you know, even though I'm 22, I mean, there are other people out there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive, of course. But we can't just have the older.
You're not going to call her on that time?
You better not.
I know better.
Just keep going, Margaux.
But
I want to walk away from this tonight.
You're doing great, Margaux. Happy 22nd.
Right. But we need other people to get involved because soon after there, you know, you can always have an older group that helps with something, but as things change, especially with Twitter and Facebook, and everybody being able to just get connected through that, you know, we have to get the youth involved, and we have to get them involved so they can continue to be advocates for themselves and others and empower, whether it's their city, their state, or the nation with the right information. So what we were thinking about is that we've been working with Mark, because I know that he does the youth group, and so we've been working on building that back. So we're thinking about doing that maybe like once or twice a month, as far as having a group to come together, and so having an opportunity to get together, have those conversations, and again, just like with the camp, being able to build camaraderie with someone that's like you. I mean, you know, like, not to say like you're like me, but, you know, just that someone that understands. So to piggyback off of that, I thought it would be awesome for us to do this like as an international diplomat for epilepsy. So if anyone is interested, or you know someone with epilepsy, we're trying to create a blog that would be able to match or merge so many different people from places to talk about it. So you can go there if you're experiencing a bad day, maybe you're being teased, or all of these things where you'll be able to have that home setting and think about, well, what do people in, like, for example, I'm friends with the guy, his name is Yoto Kenya, and he does a youth group in Kenya with kids that have epilepsy. So there are probably a lot of different variations of dealing with epilepsy here than dealing with epilepsy in Kenya. I mean, you know, and even life itself, you know, are their water, the medication the same? Do they have the same things that are available to us here in the States?
So, Margaux, you're talking about a whole array of issues, plus on this network you can also bring up the disease versus disorder issue, for example.
And I think that giving that the opportunity to make a movement, it may not change what's happened with the International League, but it'll at least give them the opportunity to see that the decisions can't just be based off of a medical sense. You still need to consult with the people that are going to be dealt with this stigma, because I mean, there's just nothing else that I can call it, but people have a negative feeling about disease. So if you keep calling things a disease, to me, people shut down. It doesn't build them up to want to know. So hopefully that this will be able to turn the pancake on the better side, because the other one got burnt. So we'll flip the pancake over.
Is that a standard expression?
Probably not. I make up my own. So, but hopefully this will be helpful. So that's something that I'm starting to work on. So once I get more information and we really get some things finalized, we'll come back with more information. But definitely, if you're interested, please feel free to contact the Epilepsy Foundation. You can contact us at 513-721.
2905.
Ah, we got it! You're breaking Brian! Or
More enthusiasm next time, probably. That was okay.
You did fine.
I did fine.
that was great.
I can feel good about it.
Yeah, of course.
If I had gold stars available, I'd give you 2.
Give me a sticker. All right.
So yeah, so definitely.
So more to come.
More to come.
Please stay tuned, because I think this is a good idea, you know, and people with epilepsy need a place where they have a voice.
Yeah,
You
to
know?
vent, to push, to have something to be able to, you know, this is a safe zone. I feel safe here. I can tell someone, like, you know, today I had a seizure, but you know, I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want to be treated this way. And being able to talk to someone about that, like, that's happened to me, and I'm holding this in because I don't want to be judged, or I don't want these things to happen, or I don't want to feel bad about myself. So you're opening up this major gap that can really mend a lot of people, and mend not just us, but families and all of those. So just opening up. But I think internationally we need to see how we all are operating with how we deal with our epilepsy, because just like you talk about, Brian, with the neurofeedback and all of that, there may be other places that have different things that are working for them.
Yeah, share
And
all
it
the
could, yeah, we could just
approaches, throw them in the pot.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good.
We'll learn from each other.
All right.